and gentlemen, thank you so much for taking a moment to review the overview of the Building Kidz School franchise model. My name is Michael Peterson. I'm actually joined today by Sanjay Gahani, who is partner and he's also Chief Marketing Officer for Building Kidz Worldwide. And Sanjay is going to take some time and walk us through the very unique and very exciting Building Kidz Schools franchise model. Sanjay, can you do me a favor and just maybe start out by sharing the history of the Building Kidz franchise?
I love this story. Building Kidz started in 2002 out of a need for a mother to care for her child. The founder of Building Kidz and CEO of Building Kidz Worldwide, Vanita Bhandari, walked away from her successful career in finance when her 4-year-old daughter was diagnosed with juvenile diabetes. Her daughter needed constant care in a stimulating environment. She rolled up her sleeves and opened up her first preschool in 2003. She wanted to ensure her daughter received everything that any parent wanted in a preschool to provide. She developed a curriculum a parent would take pride in having their child be a part of. The program delivered a strong focus on academics and performing arts in a safe and nurturing environment to ease the stress of a working parent and give children an edge in the ever-competitive world that they're entering into.
So Sanjay, that sounds like a great start. Where did it go from there?
Well, what was once a need became a dream, Michael. Vanita had a vision to extend the Building Kidz program and services to hundreds of families. We now have 9 corporate-owned campuses in California, with more coming online this year, and we serve over 800 families a year. And her daughter's doing great.
That's excellent. I love it. I love to hear about the growth and to hear something as simple as you said, a need for her daughter turning into what's already 800 families being serviced. Now, I understand how she got involved in this. Sanjay, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, sure. I'm a son to phenomenal parents, a brother to a loving sister, a husband to an amazing wife, and a father to a beautiful child. I was born in Santiago, Chile, and raised in the Bay Area of California. My parents constantly provided a loving and nurturing environment for me, in which I was always challenged to do my best. I was an all-league athlete in basketball and baseball in high school, where I graduated with honors, and after obtaining my bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from UC Davis, I spent 15 years working for a company named Xilinx. They're the global leader in all programmable devices. During my time at Xilinx, I held 7 different positions and helped manage business relationships globally. In 2011, I earned an MBA in marketing and leading organizations from the Levy School of Business at Santa Clara University. I speak 4 languages, and I love spending time with my family and friends.
Excellent. Very interesting and varied background. 4 languages. Wow. Okay. How did you get involved in Building Kidz?
Started with my son. My son was born in October of 2012. In March of 2013, I started studying about early childhood education and looked at preschools so that I could make an informed decision and improve the chances of exposing my son to a stimulating environment outside of the home when he turned 2 years old. I spoke with numerous pediatricians and read medical research that proved high-quality early childhood education for children before the age of 5 yielded significant long-term benefits. I also read medical research that had proven consistent exposure to the arts in early childhood forms neurological connections in the developing brain that support strong analytical thinking processes as adults. So I learned about Building Kidz, and I had the good fortune of meeting with Vanita in June of 2013. Her passion, commitment to excellence, and vision for children truly inspired me. I offered to help Vanita with her business strategy on a part-time basis in exchange for learning more about the industry from her and earning an opportunity to invest in acquisitions. By October of 2014, Building Kidz had grown from 5 campuses to 9, and I realized I'm having a great time. Vanita offered me a position in the company with a long-term vision of taking our program to the world and a short-term goal of revamping our marketing efforts, developing a franchise system, and becoming a franchisor in California, ready to do business within 1 year. It was tough for me to leave Xilinx, but I'm thrilled to have joined her and to have met our short-term goals. More importantly, I'm grateful to bring my son every day to a Building Kidz campus located right behind my office.
That's a big bite to take off, right? To go from the concept with 9 locations to a ready-to-go franchisor within a year. But you guys achieved it. And I think one of the exciting things about the franchise, of course, is the industry. What can you tell us about the child care industry in America?
Well, currently it's about a $48 billion industry, and it's growing. With ever-increasing households where both parents are working, demand for quality preschools and daycare are consistently in high demand. Parents around the world overwhelmingly believe the arts are a vital part of a well-rounded education. In America, state and federal educational recommendations include a focus on quality arts education in addition to formal early childhood education. Unfortunately, driven by budget cuts, not only have the arts been sacrificed from the majority of schools for subjects considered to be academic, but a need for high-quality early learning throughout the country has not been met. The growing consensus regarding the importance of early childhood education stands in stark contrast to the disparate system of care and education available to children in the United States in the preschool years. America's programs for preschoolers vary widely in quality, content, organization, sponsorship, source of funding, relationship to the public schools, and even government regulation. With that said, the U.S. currently ranks 26th in the world in early learning enrollment. Fewer than 3 in 10 4-year-olds are enrolled in a high-quality preschool program. Children in countries such as Mexico, France, and Singapore have a better chance of receiving preschool education than do children in the United States. The parents of these young children recognize this gap and are actively pursuing quality care and educational programs for their children.
You know, and as a parent myself, Sanjay, I recognize everything you say, although we hate to hear things like, 26 in the world in early learning enrollment. As a parent, I know that this is a disparate market, and it's hard to know what the best thing is for the child. And so it's great to hear that there's at least a program behind it. Now, help me understand, why is now the time to get into a Building Kidz franchise? And also, equally importantly, what differentiates Building Kidz?
Well, you see, Michael, care and education cannot be thought of as separate entities in dealing with young children. Adequate care involves providing quality cognitive stimulation, rich language environments, and the facilitation of social, emotional, and motor skill development. Likewise, adequate education for young children can occur only in the context of good physical care and of warm, effective relationships. All children are born artists. They love listening to music, dancing, and acting. They're naturally creative, enjoy all kinds of artistic expression. Even infants and toddlers demonstrate preferences for sounds, shapes, and colors. Studying dance, for example, substantively helps preschoolers with reading readiness skills, while the discussion of music helps with language skills. And at Building Kidz, Michael, academics and performing arts are in our DNA. We develop the whole child. We believe the arts should not be perceived as an afterthought elective, nor should it be reduced to coloring books and paint by numbers for the youngest of children. By almost every measure, children who have the opportunity to study the arts are happier, more self-confident, and more likely to academically outperform those who don't. Building Kidz is unique in that our unparalleled proprietary curriculums, references, and highly qualified faculty combine a world-class, safe, and nurturing academic setting with a specialization in performing arts. Our children eat nutritious meals made from fresh ingredients every day. Our creative philosophy is stitched throughout our curriculum, which we customize to meet the specific needs of every child and delicately balance our time between structured elements and play. We offer weekly lessons in music, dance, theater, and language embedded into our daily routine. Our children, from the age of 3, perform 1 recital and 1 Broadway-style production annually, such as The Wizard of Oz, Annie, Rio, and Where the Wild Things Are. Additionally, our franchises enjoy the flexibility of our business model. Our program works for acquisitions, conversions, new site development, partnerships with corporations for on-site and off-site campuses, and partnerships with modern apartment complexes where space for childcare has been accounted for. And finally, and probably most importantly, how many franchisors, Michael, do you know that set aside 25% of their own profits to benefit underprivileged children around the globe. I don't really know of any myself. Through our Let's Give Back Together program, our franchisees, just by being franchisees, feel the joy of giving back without additional requirements being placed on them in their businesses. Can you really put a price tag on that?
Wow, and that's very interesting. You shared, of course, in that just a minute or so, a lot of really strong information there that I think is super important. I think about you said that children are born artists. I think about my kids when they're super young, right? Too young to talk. They were already dancing and jumping around, and the 25% is a huge differentiator. I love to focus on the whole child. That really seems to be different than many of the schools I've seen in my area. Let's dig in a little deeper, though. Let's get a little granular here. Walk me through the specific service offerings that a Building Kidz franchisee will be offering in their local community.
Sure. We deliver exceptional infant and toddler care, a readiness for kindergarten program, a private kindergarten and elementary program, and after-school programs. Infants are exposed to music, colors, and shapes. Toddlers as young as 18 months gain a basic introduction to letters, phonics, numbers, shapes, colors, and motor skill development. Preschoolers develop reading and writing skills. Kindergartners learn logical thinking and basic math. Elementary school children are educated in advanced levels of geography, science, history, moral studies, mathematics, and technology basics. Our campuses are open from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., which provides unparalleled value in the form of comfort and freedom to hardworking parents.
Excellent. I really see when I hear you go everything from music to logical thinking, even all the way to the empirical subjects like math, it seems like everything's really covered there. Now, of course, the first thing I think of after hearing all this is although it sounds amazing, I have no background in early childhood education. Is that necessary?
That's a great question. And in a word, no. This is a great opportunity for business-savvy investors as well. We enable people from various backgrounds to own a profitable and rewarding business in early childhood education. We have the expertise to guide anyone through site selection and acquisition, licensing, pre-opening preparation, operations, marketing, and curriculum deployment. You do not need to have any experience in early childhood education to be a successful franchisee within our system.
Okay, so you have the expertise and you can guide me. Let's get into the details of that franchise relationship. First, specifically, what does Building Kidz offer their franchisees?
It's a great question, Michael. As a Building Kidz franchisee, you'll receive training and support that is second to none. Our support includes franchise training on business management and profitability planning. We offer operational assistance, including networking tactics and communication protocols. We offer technical assistance in the form of comprehensive business solutions training. We offer advertising and marketing assistance, in which together we will draft a comprehensive marketing plan. And additionally, our franchisees benefit from multiple profit centers, our differentiated curriculum, our operational excellence, and our flexible business model.
Okay, so it sounds like you've developed a very solid franchise and support system. And you and I have talked about this in depth, so I know there's a lot more detail behind that as well. What can a franchisee anticipate as far as an initial investment?
Estimated startup capital required ranges from around $160,000 to $430,000. This includes the franchise fee, estimated cost for furniture and equipment, real estate leasing, and estimated operating capital for 3 months. Of course, each individual will have a different investment level, and our estimates don't take things into account like the decision to actually buy real estate instead of leasing or acquiring an existing preschool.
And of course, a prospective candidate can look at the franchise disclosure document and see where these ranges come from and really we can help them drill down on what their actual investment might be in their specific area and situation. But let's talk about, of course, what many people listening to this are interested in, which is the ROI. I know this is a touchy subject. Many franchisors don't share any numbers about the historical revenues of their business. Kidz, they share these type of figures.
Yes, we do. Our franchise disclosure document contains complete P&L data from 2 of our corporate locations, so a prospective candidate can get a feel for what a business like this actually generates in both terms of revenue and expenses. Of course, a franchisee's individual results will likely vary from ours, but we most certainly share our information. For more details about this, check out our item 19 in our FDD.
Okay, we definitely have that information shared. I like that Building Kidz is transparent. They're willing to share the numbers. Let me ask you this, Sanjay. What are we looking for here? What's an ideal candidate look like?
An ideal franchisee for Building Kidz has the following traits. They have a clear vision of their life goals and career goals over the next 5 to 10 years. They have strong business and technical competencies. They're self-starters and effective marketers. They work well within a framework while being creative and continuously looking to improve. They're completely team-oriented, and they're financially sound and manage their personal finance as well.
Okay, and I see again that nowhere in there did you mention a background in early childhood education. I think it's phenomenal that you've been able to take this model and make it available to investors that want to impact children but didn't choose that career path early on. If you award a franchise to a candidate, what can they expect the day in the life of a franchisee to look like?
We want to see owners lead the business development effort and get involved in the local community with a grassroots marketing approach. If franchisees just want to make an investment, that's okay too. But we want to know upfront so that we can initiate a search for a qualified site director as soon as possible.
Okay, so you're even open to the idea of a fully passive investor?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. So we have actually a 7-step process to go through to become a franchisee. And the first step is what you're doing now, which is pre-qualification. And we're going to get you involved with program review. Program review is where we'll actually sit down and go through a very deep dive on our business and go through a similar presentation to this one, but it's live. And it's going to go in much more detail. And then we'll have your franchise disclosure document in your hands. You'll be able to review that, sit down with me and go through that. We'll talk about how to take care of the franchisee validation process. And we'll get you up to Discovery Day in San Francisco, or possibly an executive interview over the phone if we mutually decide that's better. And then we'll go ahead and formalize a relationship. So those are really the steps to becoming a franchisee. So that's how you get involved with Building Kidz. The first step is really to reach out, or if we're already in contact, let's stay that way. What you'll find is that our collaborative culture starts from day one, and we'll guide you through the process of exploring our unique offering. If we mutually feel, again, like this is a good fit, then we can get back together. Hopefully today's presentation gave you a better understanding of what we do, and we'll look forward to speaking with you very soon. Sanjay, I want to thank you very much for taking a few minutes out of your day and going through this with me.
Thank you so much, Michael.